Okay, so Fissure would be like life-changing here, but it's not obviously very guaranteed. Oh my god! We're the 2-for-2 Fissure crew! What the actual... Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Storm here, sitting in the chair he loves to sit in, doing the thing he loves to do, which is talking to you lovely people. Talking about you specifically, Alex. We're featuring a Zamazenta team here today. This is from EUIC. It's the top-performing Zamazenta, which makes sense because EUIC was filled with Miraidons, which is not a great matchup for Zamazenta. This team features quite a lot of resistances to a Miraidon in the form of the Ting-Lu, the Raging Bolt, and the Ogre Pawn. Additionally, this Dondozo-Ting-Lu core has been running around everywhere. I've really wanted to try it out. Seeing it be the best performing Zamazenta team at EUIC gave me a lot of motivation to go ahead and do it. So here we are. This is Rafe Osborne's team. And yeah, let's jump into the quick 1-minute team preview. So pretty straightforward initial combination here. We have Zamazenta and Chien-Pao. Zamazenta boosts its defenses to make its body press hit hard, while Chien-Pao lowers the opponent's defenses, allowing the body press to hit hard. It's a really amazing pair. It's been around for a while. This is Terra Dragon Zamazenta. It resists fire moves, but I think more importantly resists surging strikes from Urshifu, which is a really easy way to get around the defense boost. Chien-Pao is pretty straightforward except for the Throat Chop instead of Sacred Sword. We have too much fighting already. Having the Manual Dark is nice. Dondozo-Ting-Lu is an awesome combination. You are lowering the special defense, making your Dondozo almost invincible. Leftovers means it's recovering HP every turn. You're pressuring Yawn. You're pressuring Fissure. You're lowering their HP with Ruination. You're trapping them in with Sand Tomb. It's oppressive. Watch today's video. You will see how oppressive. Rounding out our offense here, we have the Ogre Pawn and the Raging Bolt. Pretty standard Ogre Pawn. It's a Horn Leech over Woodhammer because this is a rather bulky set. Gives you a little HP recovery while you're redirecting. And the Raging Bolt is offensive with the booster energy. Speed control on this team is really only the Electro Web and the Sucker Punch. We got to watch out for that. Okay, I think we ran over a minute there, about 6 seconds. Again, I talk about the team more in depth at the end of every video, but I like to keep things short and brief to start. And that is as short and brief as I can keep it. Let us jump into the battles. Let's watch the top performing EUIC Zamazenta do what it do on the ladder. Come with me, chat. Let's jump into the number 1 battle to begin. We have a Caly-Shadow team, and it is supported by Clefairy. They have the Landorus, which is probably their Zamazenta answer, so we have to be aware of that. Looks like Elbozo and Holdy, my man's Dondozo and Ting-Lu, sort of body these guys, right? Gotta watch out specifically for the Urshifu into the Ting-Lu and the Rillaboom into the Dondozo, but it does look like we can get sort of the jump on these guys. If we get a Sand Tomb up and pin the wrong guy in, we're in a great position. So I feel like pivoting in the Ting-Lu is totally rock solid here, right? Because it won't take too much from the Landorus. It won't take anything from the Clefairy, of course, or the Raging Bolt. It'll take almost nothing from the Calyrex. So I feel like having Ting-Lu as a switch-in is good. But in my mind, we want to prioritize how do we deal with like an Urshifu and Rillaboom lead early on. Fake out pressure into the Chien-Pao means that they could pick up a Surging Strikes. So we got to think about that too. I'm thinking we just lead, honestly, the 4 that build the core, form the core. I hope that was going to work out better than that did. Yeah, I'm thinking that these guys will do the job just nicely. Both the Dondozo and the Ting-Lu are excellent pivots for the special attackers that we're worried about, for the Urshifu that we're a little bit worried about, and in the meantime, we just got to deal with this Rillaboom. Thinking about the Terra here, the Zamazenta makes the most sense for the Terra. Honestly, not super upset about this. I mean, we have oh shit, what is that? When it's Iron Head, it turns into Behemoth Bash. We have Behemoth Bash online, which is pretty awesome. We have Throat Chop, which means we don't have to play the Sucker Punch game. We could pressure the Calyrex right now with like a Behemoth Bash and a Throat Chop, so if they go Terra Fairy, then we're still in the driver's seat. I imagine it's a follow me from Clefairy. Worst case scenario here, they protect and then launch off a Sing. I think I'll roll my 45% odds to see if I can't pinch this Calyrex. I mean, the double protect is fine here too, because they set up a nasty plot and we can pressure with Wide Guard. So that's an option as well. I mean, that's motivation to double into the Clefairy. But I think we'll play it safe just turn 1. Yeah, I mean, I expected that, basically. We'll play it safe turn 1 and then see what happens. Honestly, way more damage than I expected. Okay, there's the nasty plot that we sort of figured was coming. And now Behemoth Bash probably blows this thing up. Honestly, there's a chance that they were expecting Heavy Slam and thought they might live that. Because most of the Zamazentas that I'm aware of right now are actually running the Heavy Slam over the Behemoth Bash. But again, I think the Behemoth Bash feels just overall more reliable. Yeah, so in my opinion, this is a perfect time for a Wide Guard and an Ice Spinner. Because, I mean, one thing about this, right? Ting-Lu also looks amazing here. Like, Ting-Lu into the Zama slot and a Protect from Chien-Pao fishes out a Terra. It fishes out a Protect, and it sets up our Chien-Pao for success into the following turn, right? Although losing the defense boost on Zama feels pretty bad. Maybe it's a Terra Dragon Wide Guard Ice Spinner, right? Because this covers for them blowing us up. Now, if it's Terra Fairy on the Calyrex, that's sort of a problem, right? Because now Draining Kiss is pressuring both of the Pokemon on our side of the field and the Ting-Lu in the back. I do feel like the trade-off of giving them that damage pressure is worth it in the face of this Landorus. Okay, so Protect from the Calyrex. Probably an Earth Power into the Zama slot right now, which is like, I mean, we were planning for this possible outcome. No way are they just giving us this. Wow, okay. Landorus just drops immediately. I mean, I'll take it, bro. No complaints here. That makes my job a lot easier. The fact of the matter is, though, there is still the Terra to be aware of. It's not totally over. Although, yeah, with our Terra Dragon, Zamazenta, and the pressuring this Urshifu like crazy, I feel very, very good about this. Again, in this case, I think I just Behemoth Bash and Sucker Punch. They could pick up the KO on Chien-Pao right now, but I'm pretty sure unless they land a double, the Calyrex drops in this position. And then it's Dozo versus the Urshifu, right? So here comes the Terastallization. Checks out. But we click Behemoth Bash into the slot. So, Nasty Plot, Draining Kiss, plus, you know, a, Astral Barrage. That's crazy they went for that after the Wide Guard, but more power to them, I suppose. Luckily, we're faster than the Urshifu, and we just pick up the KO on Calyrex. So now it's just Dondozo versus Urshifu. I mean, in my mind, I simplify the game to that because I don't think the Urshifu can push past the Dozo. So we take game 1. We're going to go for it. Close combat is fine. I mean, that really should have been an Aqua Jet or something there. But you never know what the sets are. We're not here to judge our opponent. We're just here to take W's. That was a convincing, dominating one. Again, the ladder just reset, so, you know, we're not super high up there. Could be an opponent who's still figuring things out. But overall, feel pretty good to take game 1 this convincingly. Also, peep the shiny Dozo, right? We'll go ahead and body press, click the wave crash. We click fissure just for goofs, but let's just be serious. Okay, we take game 1. The pressure of the shiny Dozo was too much. Who can deal with a yellow whale of that size, huh? Not this guy, not that guy. Okay, enough of this tomfoolery. Let's go into game 2. All right, moving into game 2, we're going to try and run it back with a Caly-Shadow match again, this time supported by a Dondozo-Tatsugiri duo. How do we make the most of this? So the Dondozo, of course, is amazing into our Zama because it's going to ignore our defense boost and pressure things like Earthquake. Gotta be aware of that. Most Dozos are typically grass. So, you know, there's a world where the combination of... or Dragon. So the combination of, like, Ogerpon and Raging Bolt here pressure the Dozo once it Terras pretty nicely. Of course, our own Dozo with Unaware is, like, you know, going to also be able to just, like, soak hits and click Yawn and then Fissure. So that feels honestly really good, too. All things considered, I think it's probably worth going this for sure. The Chien-Pao is just so good against the Calyrex, of course. I mean, against Calyrex, it's hard not to argue that we bring Ting-Lu. But maybe we will bring the Ponyo just to try and pressure a little bit better. I mean, Ting-Lu looks good. I would rather have Ponyo there, my Ogerpon, to potentially handle the Dozo in a world where after the Yawn goes up, that we just, like, miss Fissure every time. At least I can be chunking it. So I suppose it's insurance plus redirection is never bad. Okay. Starting off strong here with... If I had to guess, I might put my money on support mouse hold for this set. It's just, when you look at their team, they have damage in the form of Dozo, Calyrex, and Iron Hands. Tatsu as, like, a pseudo-damage piece, you know, usually like a Scarf support set or something with Icy Wind. Then you have the support Wheezing, of course. It just feels weird to me that if you needed another physical hitter that you would be going Mouse Hold. Also, Mouse Hold redirects Ghost moves so nicely. I don't know, I'm kind of motivated to press... I mean, Terra Ghost Mouse looks good. Maybe we press hit body press and throat chop on this. We will outspeed the Mouse Hold with both slots. Okay, unfortunate that we couldn't have our speed orders reversed here. Because we're going to eat an Astral Barrage, which does way, way more than I thought that was going to do. We'll now clean up the, Mouse Hold. Oh, dang, it is support Mouse Hold with Rocky Helmet. How cool. All right, Mouse drops, but they managed to do way too much damage to us. So how do they play out of this now? There's their Dozo. Interesting. Looks to me like they might be switching in their Tatsu here. We certainly want to save our Chien-Pao. I just don't want to put Ogerpon in a position where it takes a ridiculous amount of damage. So maybe we switch in the Dozo and then protect on the Chien-Pao. I mean, it sucks to lose the Zamazenta's health or defense boost here, but also this Dozo will blow us up if we get this wrong. So we'll try this instead. Yeah, there goes their... I mean, that's expected. So now it's their Tatsugiri Dozo combination versus ours here. Unfortunately, we haven't managed to pressure the Terra here, and we don't have speed control. Like, we're actually in a position here where that Calyrex can totally just sweep in the back end of things. It was difficult because early game, I felt like there was a lot of pressure to deal with that Mouse Hold because they can just, like if it wasn't a support set and it was just Pop Bomb, then, like, a Protect from the Calyrex and a Pop Bomb from the Mouse Hold will just, like, remove Chien-Pao, which is already our only way to deal with it. Okay, yeah, so Earthquake, which does, like, literally nothing to us, plus the recovery. Yo, Yellow Dozo Throwdown. Okay, we got ourselves a game here for sure. I think we just yawn and switch into Ogerpon now. I think the key to us winning here is KOing this Dozo in the same turn that we is KOing the Dozo, but then living long enough to get a yawn off into the Calyrex. Because we don't have a way to set up. Wide guard does pressure them into only clicking Draining Kiss and or Psychic or Psyshock. It's a tough game for sure. I feel like we definitely just Fissure and Spiky Shield here, and then once this thing falls asleep, then we can start Horn Leeching. Because again, we're gonna eat every hit from this Dozo. No matter how strong their attack gets, Unaware is gonna keep us mega healthy. Wow, crazy that Unaware Dozo is the perfect counter to Dondozo-Tatsugiri. Yo, and we hit that Fissure! Boom, boom, boom! Okay, this is perfect. Because now we have to land a Yawn into Calyrex, like, immediately. And that gives us, like, the game, for sure. Because it doesn't have enough juice to hit us early. I think the only thing I'm worried about is, like, there's a couple of ways that this doesn't go in our favor here, for sure. One of those ways is, like a freak crit Draco from like a random Specs Tatsu. I mean, I don't know what we're dealing with. If that knocks out our Dozo, we probably instantly lose because the Terra pressure is way too much to overcome with our Chien-Pao and Zama in the back. We need to put this thing to sleep, which means they're probably aware of that. So I have to imagine this is a protect from the Calyrex, right? But if we double protect just to fish and they get a nasty plot off, then we're just like in a world of hurt. So I actually think that Yawn and Follow Me is the best play, because this allows a Freak Draco or whatever from the Tatsu to knock out Ogerpon instead and keep the Dozo healthy. It plays around Nasty Plot, and it allows us to fish out of Protect. So here comes the Terra. Where is it going? Yeah, that's what we expected. Oh. Terra Ghost. Please tell me it's not Helping Hand Tatsu. Okay, it's not. That would have gone off first. I don't know if it gets Helping Hand. I'm just thinking about worst case scenarios here. So as long as Dozo lives this, I think your boy clutched out the win. Also, probably not Scarf Tatsugiri. Yeah! Oh, shit. We're definitely not faster than this Tatsu, and our Ogerpon needed to live that move. This game is over. Did it miss? No way! Yeah! We play to our outs, people. Look, is this a great demo of the team? Probably not. Is this awesome? Dude, I've been playing Screens Terrapagos lately, so excuse me if I have a little luck for myself. The number of times that I've lost my sweet turtle through, like, reflect and light screen critical hits, it's, like, criminal. So, you know what? Papa don't feel so bad. Okay. At this point, easy double protect. Yeah, I feel bad for them. Sorry, the pop-off is legendary, but also, yeah, I do feel bad for them. Again, I think it's Sash Tatsu. Because this is certainly not like... I mean, I'm trying to think of, like, weirdo scenarios. Like, if this is... Well, I guess it has to be Sash Tatsu, because otherwise this would need to be, like, Scarf Calyrex to be moving first. I don't know. I just... What I'm really worried about is... If this is, for some reason, like, Scarf Tatsu, but it's disguised by the fact that its speed is, like, 221... So you're like, oh, it's Sash Tatsu, and it's actually, like, super, super fast, then our Chien-Pao drops here immediately. And we don't have enough health on Dozo to, like, pressure Wide Guard plus Wave Crash. So, weirdly enough, I think we have to click, like, Yawn and Sucker Punch here. Oh, it might not protect, though. I think, all right, if this man is incognito Scarf Tatsugiri, that's just game. I just can't click Sucker Punch because if they click Protect. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, and it drops. Nice. Our Dozo might even live. Oh my god. Okay, this game, I haven't seen a game this lucky in my favor. It also kind of sucks to have it happen just for, like, this battle. So many other high-stakes moments where this luck would have come in key. Watch, they double miss. Why not, right? Okay, it hits the Dozo. Jesus, that, like, could not have gone better for us. I'm sorry, man. Arceus giveth and Arceus taketh away. And in this case, he just taking from you. And I do apologize, but it's the game we play. Let's clean up this other Shadow Rider team, and then we'll move into the next game. Because I don't think there's a way to lose this unless I, like, intentionally KO myself. I do think reflecting on this game, yeah, makes sense. Reflecting on this game, I think the Ting-Lu made more sense. It's important, I suppose I'm learning as we play through this team, to be aware of the relative speed control or lack thereof, right? Like, the Zamazenta doesn't have speed control, the Dozo doesn't have speed control, the Ting-Lu doesn't have speed control, the Ogerpon doesn't have speed control. Your speed control is limited to Electro Web and Sucker Punch. And if you're not able to use those effectively, i.e. Your only way to get a hold of the Calyrex is a Sucker Punch and it goes Terra Fairy, then it's like, you gotta have the bulk, basically. Like, if it's not speed control, then you're relying on the insane bulk. So Ting-Lu might have been the appropriate bring there, but that's okay. We'll move into the next game and see what happens. Alrighty. Can we get the three-peat? We're doing it in the Zama mirror. This is a really, this is a cool team, actually. This is, I've seen Entei pick up in usage a lot more. Like, there were some decent EUIC Enteis out there that did really well. The Ditto is always very scary because if they just copy our, Zamazenta, then they're rocking Double Wolf, and we definitely don't want to drop the Double Wolf. That would be a crazy way to lose the mirror match, is for them to bring 2 Zamazentas to punish us. So we got to be aware of that at the least. Man, I hate to say it, dude, but Jesus, this Dondozo-Ting-Lu is just so oppressive. It should deal beautifully with the Zamazenta Ting-Lu. It should deal wonderfully with the Fluttermane. It should not do great against the Rillaboom. But it should also body the Entei really nicely. It's hard to say what we prioritize here. Probably the Terra Poison on the Ting-Lu makes the most sense. That pretty much gives us a total resistance to, like, I mean, maybe the Dondo. Well, the Dozo is pretty solid into the Zamazenta. We'll go ahead and try it here. We'll go ahead and try it for sure. Okay, let's see if we can't clean up the mirror match to close out today's battles. That would be sick. Yeah, I'm just trying to get better at prioritizing my Terra, like, before the game begins, so I'm not, like, panicking mid-game, clicking Trastalization, and then being like, oh, that saved me this turn, but overall, the battle is going to be a lot harder now. So, pretty smart from them. I do think, I mean, you know, Bug is good, right, because it resists the body press as well. I mean, unfortunately, they both pressure Ting-Lu. I feel like I would much rather rock a Sand Tomb on this Zamazenta and just sort of feel out the Rillaboom, because, like, our Zamazenta does decently well in this position, right? It takes nothing from the Rillaboom, and at least it's a 1v1 into the opposing Zamazenta, and if they switch in Ditto, then it's just another 1v1. Like, we can make it so that they can't get 2 Zamazentas on the board by putting our Zamazenta across from theirs. Yeah, that checks out. Let's see. Hopefully it's not like Iron Defense is my only thought process. That's interesting. I mean, the trick here is we probably live 1 Woodhammer, probably. Let me run that calc really fast before I, like, totally get bodied for a terrible gut feeling. But I'm wondering if ripping a Sand Tomb Yawn off in this position isn't the worst play to go for. They punish it, of course, by switching into something, probably. Okay. Depending on the Rillaboom, I don't think it makes a lot of sense. I think they'll definitely, if they double up into the Dozo, we just lose it immediately. Sand Tomb hits everything here, so I don't feel bad about going for it. I think we just, oh, we got flinched, right? I think we can go for it again pretty safely. Looks like they're going to give it to us, which is awesome. Because in this position here, I think they can U-turn out, so I don't know if Sand Tomb makes sense into the opposing Rillaboom. Jesus, that does way more than I expected. We should take this very nicely. Yeah. I mean, it's going to come down to speeds for sure. Right? If we're not faster than them, then we're in a world of hurt for sure. But there's also, well, I'm trying to think if it ever makes sense to just sack our defense boost immediately to go back into Dondozo. It only makes sense if we can capitalize really intensely off of something we're going to do into their Rillaboom. I actually think I don't mind giving up our restricted to take out their Rillaboom. Well, if they click Protect, we know we're faster. That's the first thing. Okay, no Protect, so it's hard to say for sure. There's the U-turn. What's great is whatever comes in here gets trapped. And as we already identified, there's not actually a lot in this team here that wants to deal with a Terra Poison Ting-Lu. So let's see who decides. Yeah, Fluttermane. It's important for us not to miss here. That's, you know, that's for darn sure. But, you know, there's a world where... Oh, right. Whoops. Ruination is the move we selected, so... It's okay. Fluttermane still doesn't really enjoy this a whole lot. The trick here is... Our Zama definitely just dies now. Is it worth losing the Zama over just like bringing in Dozo? The trade-off is that we get a huge piece of damage into that opposing Zamazenta. I think we can pressure the Fissure. So I think we're going to go ahead and do this. I know it feels so bad to lose the defense boost. But, you know, unintuitive plays are not always horrible. In my mind here, the trade-off here is we save our Zama for late game. And in exchange, we manage to... Yeah, that's huge. And we land the Sand Tomb. Okay, so that play felt a lot better than... that went a lot better than it could have. We got to see how many turns of Sand Tomb are left on the opposing Zama because we need to get some hits off. But if we can Fissure this thing now, that's huge. What's also cool is we know we can live another double up. There's that, which is cool. There's that, which is cool. I guess we start landing Ruinations off. How many turns of Sand Tomb are left? Oh, it's just bound. It doesn't tell us how long. I think it makes the most sense to Protect here and then Ruination. Because they can't switch out. I don't think they can do much to this Ting-Lu. Okay, that's totally fine because I can't tell for sure. I think Sand Tomb is chipping more than the Grassy Terrain is healing. So let's get some recovery here on the Dozo. Body press is fine. We already know we heat that up. Nice and delicious. So Ruination. I mean, I know we're talking about Fissure here. I'm just a little bit nervous. I don't really want to take out the Fluttermane with a Wave Crash because then the Rillaboom just comes in and we're sort of in a similar position again. But this Dozo definitely has the longevity here to just click Fissure. Also, that Sand Tomb is definitely hurting more than... is definitely doing more damage than the Grassy Terrain. And now the Grassy Terrain is gone. I actually think a Wave Crash looks pretty good here. Plus, like, another Sand Tomb. If they Protect, it's not amazing. But it's not the worst thing either. This is a long, grindy battle, but I think we're going to get the hang of this one. I think we have this one. I think once their Zama drops, we're in it. Okay, that crit is really not great. We live. If Wave Crash can knock this thing out... Oh, Wave Crash totally can knock out this Zama. I'm okay losing the Dozo because really its best position in this battle is just taking care of this Zamazenta. The Rillaboom threatens it pretty heavily, so it's sort of a liability at this point. Did it go down? I didn't see. Okay, it did not go down. It's not great. Luckily, this Fluttermane is still taking, like, residuals, which is so nice. I suppose, what do they do now? So here comes the Rillaboom. It's got to be Rillaboom. Yeah. Again, this just does nothing to... It just does nothing to this Ting-Lu. So what's their last Pokemon, then? Chien-Pao or Entei? Both of them are decent into our Zama. I really need this Rillaboom to be dealt with. I think we just expect the Dozo to go down here. And we'll go ahead and Sand to or Ruination. I think we'll do that. Okay. So Fissure would be like life-changing here, but it's not obviously very guaranteed. Shadow Ball. Okay. So a neutral hit here. Does like nothing is so crazy. That's without Assault Vest. This thing is a monster. Oh my god! We're the 2-for-2 Fissure crew! What the actual... I mean, that is unheard of for me. Sometimes we eat, and when we eat, we feast, boys. That's incredible. Love to eat this good on a weekend. That's so insane, bro. All right, I mean, the game's not over, but I'm not going to lie. That is absolutely massive for us. Oh, I feel so bad for it. Oh, it's a Ditto. No! Okay. Is this thing still bound? Because then this Flutter dies this turn. It is. Okay. Absolutely a double protect here to let the Flutter drop. They can't switch out or anything. And then... Man, if the bound ends this turn, that's going to suck. Then this will just have been a wasted play. But this Flutter should just drop here. And then it's a 4v1, which we should handle. It's just unaware Dozo. It's so hard to deal with. This team is ripping, bro. Okay, there's the Moonblast. Let's see the Flutter drop. Makes sense. Respect. Respect. Watch we lose to 4 Fissures in a row. I will not be upset at all, and it will still get posted. Okay, drop to the Sand Tomb, Flutter. I need this to be a 4v1, or this honestly is not an easy win. Our saving grace is that, A, we're getting so much recovery back, and B, that's not good. I think we have to double this thing. We got to double the Flutter. That's fine. Okay, we live, which is huge. Man, our Dozo special attack is so low. It's so bad. I'm sorry, bro. I honestly kind of wanted to see that happen. I wanted to see the 4... Okay, I mean, that's not equivalent, but sure. Now we KO. I bet we don't even KO ourselves now. Dozo just too chonky. Okay, Flutter down. Dozo down. Oh my god, this Dozo is immortal! That's just so crazy, bro. I mean, look at the recovery. We don't even have Grassy Train. It's just having Grassy Train makes this Dozo a demon. I think we don't Fissure. We Yawn and we Ruination? Probably. We take it! Zama King! Not gonna lie, this team feels oppressive. Let's talk about it more. Back in the lab, let's head back to the team preview screen. That was sick. Okay, so back in the lab, this team feels ridiculously oppressive. Now, the nature of this game was we didn't get to show off, I believe the Raging Bolt didn't get to shine a lot. In testing, this thing has felt very good. I just want to say that outright. The booster energy as an offensive piece to this team when it has, you know, such a strong defensive core makes so much sense. It still has a lot of bulk. You can get these Electro Webs off, and it can offer like that bit of speed control that we were honestly missing in, I think it was game 2. So definitely a piece to consider here. But I cannot speak highly enough about this Dondozo, bro. Now, the fissures landing are absolutely just like... they're making me so biased for this Pokemon. But if I try and remove that from my brain, the yawn pressure with the leftovers on this unaware Dozo, I mean, it ate more hits than I think I've seen any Pokemon eat before. I'm quickly loving this unaware Dondozo. You watched it solo a Dondozo-Tatsugiri. You watched it basically solo a Zamazenta Fluttermane combo. I mean, what does this thing not do? Hard to speak highly enough about it. Never had to rip the Terra Bug, but being able to dodge opposing body presses as well as grass moves is very cool as a Bug Terra type. The Ting-Lu as well. Jesus Christ, these Pokemon are so tanky, man. I'm just so shocked that this Pokemon, without an Assault Vest, can chunk through Fluttermane hits as well as it can. I mean, it was taking like 10% or something like that from a Shadow Ball. Just ridiculous. Nothing special about the Chien-Pao. I do like the Throat Chop being traded out for the Sacred Sword, or, you know, vice versa or whatever. It's nice to have the Throat Chop here because the Zamazenta is already pressuring so much fighting type offense that not having to use Sacred Sword and instead being able to click a Dark move without playing the Sucker Punch game. That came up in game 2, right? If that sleeping Calyrex had pressed Protect and we had only been left with Sucker Punch, we would have failed our move there and probably lost the game. So the Throat Chop is huge in those scenarios. Hard to speak highly enough about Zama as well. I mean, this thing is just a ridiculous monster. The Terra Dragon feels so good. No fire moves, which is weak 2. No Surging Strikes, which it's not like weak 2, but ignores the defense boost. Yeah, just such a great set. It's hard to think anyone's going to improve on this Zamazenta build. And then the Ogerpon, I mean, nothing particularly special. Redirection feels great. Having the Fire Water Grass core with the Ogerpon and Dondozo together is legendary. I think that's all I have to say about this. It's been a minute since we had a fresh vid posted. I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to play around a little bit with the editing, make this a more enjoyable experience for you, and also an enjoyable way for me to demo some of the teams that I have been keeping an eye out for. So, not a whole lot left to say. I will see some of you this Wednesday. Please jump in for stream on YouTube, 6 p.m. EST. Otherwise, I think that's it. Okay, it's your boy Storm signing out just for now. I will catch you all very soon, and thank you so much for your attention. I will see you in the next one. Peace, yo!